Recording in progress. Recording stopped.
Yes. What's going on, family? What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's stream with your boy, Abo. Super excited to be here with every single one of you guys today, family, as we are preparing for this release of the federal funds meeting minutes, which is going to give us an insight as to what the Federal Reserve is planning on doing. And you guys should know by now, family, especially y'all been rocking with me, you guys should know how important understanding what the Fed is doing is to actually trading profitably, right? Because that's really what is going to be shaking these markets overall, family. So we're going to go ahead and just vibe out for another few minutes. Again, we do have, the release coming out, guys, in just under 10 minutes now, right? 8 minutes or so. So we'll see that. Again, I'm not expecting crazy. I mean, there could be crazy volatility, right? Keep that in mind, right? There could be a lot of volatility, but I'm not trying to trade the actual release, right? I just want to see what is being said in there. All right, so be mindful of that, guys, right? This is not us trying to actively trade. I mean, if an opportunity presents itself, I'm pulling the trigger, right? But that's not the whole intention, right? The whole intention is just to see what the actual release ends up coming out as and really looking into it to see what the Fed's plans are going to be doing, because then we know exactly what we should be doing as well, right? So that's pretty much where we're at. We'll be live, guys, in here in just a few more minutes, and we'll see how this actually plays out. In the meantime, in between time, go ahead and drop those locations in the chat. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from, family. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from right now. Smash those like buttons as well. Smash that like button, family, if you guys are listening to my voice All right, let's get these likes up. Let the likes match the viewers. That would be absolutely a blessing. Right, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And like I said, we'll get this thing started, guys, in just a few. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hey.
Yo, yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Why is this beat so tough though? Like this beat really make me want to become a rapper. Hey. Hey, what's going on, family? What is up, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome to today's stream. We are live today right now, family. Because we really want to start to look into what the FOMC meeting minutes is really talking about. Because like I mentioned, guys, if we're able to really understand what's being said in here, right? Because again, this is literally telling us, guys, pretty much what, the Fed is planning on doing, right? What their plans are, right? If you want to understand what's going to happen to these currencies, then you might want to start looking into what is actually being said here, guys. So that's what we're going to be able to really look into. Again, this is not really a quote-unquote trading session per se, right? Let me go ahead and turn off this music. This is more simply, guys, just us looking into the mindset of what the Fed is actually planning on doing right now. That's definitely something that I truly want you guys to be aware of, right? Because whatever the Fed is doing, their plans overall, guys, is really going to influence the strength or the weakness of the dollar. It's going to influence the strength or the weakness of indices and so on and so forth, right? So very important for us to just look into that to see what we can really get from that. Now, again, I am not solo today. We do have the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Skaggs in the building. Right, Mr. Encyclopedia himself here with us today, guys, who's also going to help me really understand and just break down what is actually being said, right, once we actually do get the actual release itself, right? So, Skaggs, my guy, how you feeling, bro? You feeling great?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You guys can hear me. Hopefully everything is good on the sound side. I was actually just browsing through the Fed's website, and I did forget here that This is basically an unscheduled FOMC meeting minutes. This is actually not on the Fed's website, so I'm curious where or how they're even going to release this info. Being as this typically would not be a fundamental event. Um, and this is the result of the fact they did an emergency meeting. So if you just click on the source there, Abel, um, where it says source Federal Reserve, we should be able to bring up like the actual like schedule. And again, there is nothing on the schedule until November. So I'm curious where they're going to put this FOMC meeting minute PDF for us to read through. Again, this is the result of the emergency meeting that they had. There usually is nothing in October. That's why the schedule is a little weird this week too, with FOMC meeting minutes right in between PPI and CPI. It's a pretty jam-packed week for no reason. Um, so yeah, interesting to see where if they update this in a way for us to even get this data to look at,
Yeah, right.
because it does not seem they were ready to ready to drop this stuff.
Let's see. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting for sure. Let's see what this website says right here. U.S. stock rises. Investors await Fed September minutes. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens when it comes out, guys. And just to see what the market ends up doing overall. All right, because we actually had a very interesting morning. Shout out to every single one of y'all that was a part of this morning's New York's live stream. Inside the actual Profit Society platform. Definitely appreciate y'all. If you guys are not inside the platform just yet, family, I highly recommend you guys go to profitsociety.co. We are letting a bunch of people in right now, just to pretty much test out the platform for us, find any errors, any hiccups, and just overall see how it's actually running. All right, see what type of servers we're gonna need and all that good stuff. So, if you guys want in, right, we do go live. I mean, pretty much every New York session moving forward inside of the platform, right? So it's gonna be dope. You do have to have an actual account, but it is free, right? It is free to go over there and create an account, guys. So go ahead and take advantage of that if you guys are not in it just yet overall. All right, so I mean, we do have around 30 seconds left to see if we are going to be able to look into this report.
Yeah, I think it's gonna drop on the September. This might not be. I might be a little confused on when that meeting happened. Maybe that meeting did happen in September. My timetable is a little messed up on when the Fed actually had their that emergency meeting.
Mm-hmm.
But it should just release in that September slot. I'm assuming.
Well, it should update.
No, if you look to the right of September, it should just put the minutes right there. But I was thinking this was for the emergency meeting, but maybe the emergency meeting was on the 20th. I forget the exact date of that meeting, but nonetheless, we'll find out in about 30 seconds here. When they actually update the website. I'm sure the market's
Mm-hmm.
responding in some way to whatever they're doing.
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, still no update on their side.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see.
We have to give the Fed 2-3 minutes here, family. They usually take forever to update their website. There we go. All right, let me browse this real quick.
I mean, you can go ahead and share your screen, bro, so we can all see it.
All right, so I only really care about one section here. Views on current conditions and economic outlook. All right, so let's just zoom in. Let's take a look
Mm-hmm.
at what they say here. The longer run projection represented each. Okay. Job gains have been robust in recent months. Again, that's something that we discuss a lot, and the unemployment rate had remained low. Inflation remained elevated, reflecting supply and demand imbalances, blah, blah, blah. All stuff we do know. Again, they're blaming Ukraine, causing hardship. We know this. Participants did revise down their projections of real GDP. Again, stuff that we know. Does not look like there is anything new in this report here. Again, still looking for that long-term goal of 2% inflation.
I mean, yeah, we are seeing some added volatility in the markets right now.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's all to the downside, right?
I mean, it's been whiplashing pretty much.
Yeah, and that's the result of getting like as I'm reading this, there's nothing that sticks out as new, which again was the expectation. Um, Again, guys, a lot of the stuff that they're saying, again, they expect jobs numbers to remain high. They expect they're still targeting 2% inflation. They've made some adjustments in their GDP expectation. This is all stuff that we already knew, or you should have already known from previous FOMC minutes. Uh, let's see.
We're seeing a lot of dollar weakness right now.
Good, 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 good. Yeah, this doesn't say anything new. There's nothing new inside of this. Committee policy action, I'm sure this is the same. Agree that the war and related events are creating additional upward inflation. Yeah, this is all the same. The committee decided to raise the target range for the federal funds rate to 3.25% and anticipated that ongoing increases in the target range would be appropriate. Would continue reducing its holdings of treasury securities. Yeah, so nothing inside of here is new. The plan remains the same. So I'm sure what we're gonna see is just continuations of the same moves that we've been seeing.
Interesting.
Basically, what we were looking for was any sign inside of this FOMC minutes release that may have supported the fact the Fed would be leaning off of its aggressive hike schedule. However, everything in this document leans towards them remaining committed to the path that we're already on. So for those people that are dreaming of that 50 basis point hike, right, the decrease from 75 to 50, again, this kind of just confirms that that is not, in fact, what you should be expecting. They're still committed to looking for higher rates. They're still looking at jobs numbers remaining pretty high, and they're going to stay on their path. So their ask from the UN was pretty pointless. The UN is just not going to listen to them. Let's go see what the charts are doing now that we know that the Fed is probably not making any wild adjustments. So let's see what the NASDAQ did here in the last 5 minutes. A whopping nothing, whipsaw back and forth. Again, the news does technically perpetuate selling, in the sense that again we do expect the market to continuously hike rates and all that. As you guys know, I am currently still in buys on the NASDAQ, so hopefully again this whiplash kind of holds. I feel like if we were going to just tumble and sell off, we probably already would have, but again we haven't really moved up either, so interesting to see there. EU, this is a trade, as you guys know, I took a loss on this morning, got a 0.5% give or take. Again, whiplash with nothing really happening here. So I think again the market still continues to look forward to CPI is really what I'm gaining from this. Is the market is really going to see and base everything it wants to do this week off of that CPI data. So I'm probably going to just stay to the plan that I've had all week long. Probably not going to make any adjustments. This FOMC minutes was basically without trading. We just updated with all of the things that I put here today. Choose trading view. You're very laggy.
Yo, what do you think about oil right now?
I mean, I'm still riding sells on oil. Let me go to my other oil chart. I still remain this bias on oil. So I'm still expecting it to spill over a little bit. Again, come down to this 85 level, and then we can look to buys. But I'm still riding my sells from up here. I did scale some out today to negate the EU loss, as you guys can see on my story, or just in the Profit Society Telegram channel where I shared me closing that out to cover the EU loss. But yeah, I mean, we filled out this week. We're kind of trading in a liquidity pocket again with CPI tomorrow. us taking this level is very obvious to me still. But yeah, I wouldn't make any drastic moves on oil right now, to be quite honest with you.
Okay. I like this. I like it. Let's
Yeah, the
see.
market is kind of brushing this whole FOMC minutes off.
Yeah, it's really not seeing nothing crazy.
Yeah, there's no volume anywhere on these. Again, I do remain in Nasdaq buys, which I'm already assuming are gonna lose. As you guys know, I do expect these to stop me out at this 10,700 level. But I think if we don't break any lower on this news, we might finally get a little bit of a breakout to the upside. So maybe I could exit, on a nice little spike before tomorrow. But yeah, this is a very lackluster event, to be honest with you. The market had no new information to go off of, so
Yeah, so very choppy. Nothing crazy, family. Right? At least that we noticed in these markets whatsoever. But let me see. Let me see if I can get this Telegram group up.
yeah. Alex says, "How am I not in the Telegram group?" I don't know, bro. You got to pay attention.
That's a great question, but there's a
I'm
link
I'm
for the
I'm
Telegram group.
actually call you out, bro, and say if you stopped hopping off the call after I'm done speaking, maybe you would get all that information.
Mm.
I'm gonna call you out in front of 114 people, my guy. You know us at I love though, bro. Make sure you hop in there, and then that goes for everybody that's not in there. Make sure you guys hop in there.
Hmm. I concur.
Benny says, "Let me go take a nap till CPI." That's how I'm feeling, Benny. That's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling wake me up when CPI hits. You feel me? Because the markets have been choppy since we've been waiting on that. And again, we kind of talked about this morning. Good Nasdaq. Hopefully you run up for me.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about that this morning, even with like the reactions that we got from this morning after the liquidity grabs. I said like, the market might be in a state where it just waits for PPI. And if you look at the type of day we had, like there's really nothing you could have done. I mean, unless you're like somebody that's playing the range, if you're like selling the highs, buying the lows all day, that's up to your trading style. That's not me. But yeah, we really didn't do too much in terms of anything on the day. I mean, even EU. I mean, EU. Yeah, it kind of sold off and like stopped me out to the pip. Right, shout out to EU for being for being like that. Um, but we really haven't went anywhere. I mean, this is like across the board, right? I mean, gold again. Look at this choppiness, man. Like only now, just seeing some of this fade off as people realize the Fed is not really going to look to do anything drastic. And we have clear skies till November. So, again, a lot of the stuff that I talked about this morning with us getting these, fade offs, again, still looks pretty possible. But yeah, we had a pretty boring day in the markets, not going to lie. A lot of choppiness, nothing really going on. Yeah, gold is very ugly today. Almost every pair is ugly today. So,
Yep.
welcome to a news filled day, family.
Hmm. I mean, what do we do on days like today, family? Do we try to force a trade, force an entry? Because I know some of y'all is considering it. I know some of y'all has been considering it, right? Or is the smartest thing to do when we have these choppy conditions ahead of major, major news the next day? It's probably time just to take the rest of the day off and just chill, right? I mean, that's the smartest thing to do. So just be mindful of that, right? Right now,
Yeah, I'm gonna still say though.
I'm
I'm gonna,
holding.
I'm, I'm gonna still say if you are trading, I like the buy side on everything. Like I said, I'm still in this Nasdaq trade. EU still looks good. I mean, listen, if it wasn't gonna move down on this event today, you're probably clear skies for buying until tomorrow. So I'm gonna just say, like, even though Abel's advising you maybe get off your chart, that's probably the smartest idea. But for those of you that can't stay away, if you're selling, I don't know, you might be on the wrong side of the market.
All I know,
Make it
anybody that's trying
savage to
to.
see you got
All I
three
know,
standards and a Doge buy.
anybody that's trying to enter trades right now at this time of day is asking to get destroyed. So just keep in mind, family. All right, keep in mind. It's not probably the best time to try to jump in right now, anyways.
Yeah, probably not, but if you must, again, remember I'm still buy side. Is anybody still holding Nasdaq with me? Let me get like a two in the chat or something if you guys are holding Nasdaq with me from this morning. I know we got stopped out on EU. I took that out with you guys. I shared that publicly. I eat that. It is what it is. But if anybody is in Nasdaq with me, drop a two in the chat. I'm curious if people are still
Let's see.
holding in tight with me. Because it really only retested our entry. It really didn't do anything crazy. And again, for those of you that weren't on the live trading call this morning, we basically entered the Nasdaq around this point, right? When it came down, it took this liquidity below these lows, and then we ended up taking a buy as it came, back above. So again, it played with our entry a few times. And this is why I told you guys I wasn't going to go break even just because of this move. Because if we did, we would have got knocked out. And maybe that's not a bad thing because maybe we ultimately take the loss and maybe that would have been the smartest thing. But it did retest our entry once, twice, upwards of three times. And then now is, going to be the deciding factor. Like, is it going to break the highs and continue, or is it going to just eventually come back and take us out? So again, this is very specifically why just because the market moves a little bit in my favor, I don't necessarily remove my risk. Especially if I know I was just gonna re-enter. Right? There was no reason for me to go break even if it was gonna come back, do all this just for me to buy again. Like you might as well just not put yourself through the headache of having to push the button twice and just keep your risk in. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like EU's flying now. So again, I am still pretty bullish on everything. I am still pretty bullish on everything. And it seems like there's a few people in the buys with me too. So shout out to y'all.
All I
I've
know
been in
is
some US
GJ
30
is
stuff.
doing its thing.
Oh, we didn't check GJ, did we?
Yo, GJ is flying, baby.
Yeah, I know you're in that. What's UJ doing?
Yeah, well, I'm not in it no more, unfortunately, but it's just dope.
This boy, you closed out, my guy.
I mean, I closed when we came back up to the highs. I was expecting a correction back down to 161. I was trying to look for another
Oh,
re-entry.
interesting. Look at
Yeah.
UJ tapping that 147 you talked about too.
Sheesh.
Kinda. Yeah, I'm really trying to catch this UJ short. I'm pretty confident tomorrow I'm gonna go short UJ.
I mean, we're up at the area where we could see a crazy reaction for it.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for the clear these to clear this wick because everybody's confidence level in going short now is probably gone. Like anybody that was trading short, again, off of all this momentum,
Mm-hmm.
again, just getting liquidated the entire time, again, pushing past the range. There's no buying activity happening up there though.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is all critically low volume type stuff. So now that we're getting these like 2 hour, 4 hour order blocks, don't be surprised when I put you guys, or I tell you that I'm in personally in shorts, tomorrow on this. Um, Again, I'm playing the window between all of the fundamental events that are happening this week and the next Fed interest rate. So when I say clear skies till November, I mean we don't really expect any headlines to come out that would interfere or drive further dollar strength between now and November, early November. So I do think that we can get a nice little fade off. It'll be questionable if we can even like break, below here. That's like still a pretty big question, but I will be stalking those UJ shorts
That's gonna be
um
interesting for sure.
into
I
tonight.
mean, it really just for me, it just depends on what data comes out tomorrow. Because I think whatever comes out tomorrow is gonna be the catalyst that leads all the way into November's news events, in my opinion. So
Yeah, yeah. Tomorrow will set the stage for
it's gonna be
like for what happens in November for sure.
1,000. It's probably gonna set the stage as to what these currencies could do all the way up into November too. Like if we end up coming out higher CPI, higher inflation, then I'm still gonna be super bearish the dollar and so on and so forth, right? But if we see it come back below that 7%, inside the 7% range, then that could definitely bring a lot of weakness leading up into the next event for sure. So that's how I'm gonna be positioning myself based on what the actual data comes out as tomorrow, or yeah, tomorrow actually. So that's gonna be dope too. All right, and again, family, these are the
Somebody
conversations you
said,
guys have.
"Where's TP?" For those of you that are, if you're asking what the Nasdaq TP is, again, we went long around 1075 ish, more or less, depending where you got your entry. Some people might have had a little bit of a higher entry. The invalidation level or stop out level for me was 10700. and then TP is going to be around 10,978, but that's like short term TP. Ideally, I do want to see, move up into like, 11,600, but again, until we see some sort of nice volume move out of this range, that's just a pipe dream. So the pipe dream TP, what I'm probably going to try to hold for is up here, but I don't have enough confirmations to fully say like, hey, yeah, we're confident in that level, right? We're still dealing around whether or not we can even go break even. So a lot of my trades are like that. It's like, okay, once we break above this level, if I get my volume profiles that suggest that we will continue past that, then yeah, we could start looking for that. But ideally, it's like up in this liquidity pocket here, just above 11,000. But again, we won't know until probably tomorrow on whether or not that's gonna be feasible.
Yep, I like that. Let's
Somebody said they got stopped out because they moved their stop loss. Yep, I mean, you changed up the plan. That's okay. Somebody says, my question, do you think it's possible to have a Fibonacci added to the real value of the price discounted by a real rate? That question just confused me. Do I think it is possible to have a Fibonacci added to the real value of the price Yeah, try to rephrase that because I'm a little confused on what the question is.
Yeah, I'm a little confused too. I'm trying to understand it myself, but I have no idea. I see we got Warren in the building. Shout out to you guys out there in Trinidad. I appreciate y'all. All right, for tuning in. Yeah, so I mean, for the most part, guys, there's really nothing else that we could do. We're just gonna let the markets play out. Full transparency. The only thing that I'm still in, well, I ended up closing out a big portion of my EU shorts that I had earlier. So I only have very small lot size. That's pretty much about to get stopped out at break even. But overall, that's pretty much where I was at. Right, that was my day. I ate off the shorts and took some profits, and now I'm fine with whatever happens next. All right, so overall though, was a decent trading day, family. All right, and if you guys were on from New York session leading into this session, and then finishing out the day in the Asian session, I mean, you guys had a jam-packed day of just straight real value, real information, real sauce. So hopefully you guys are appreciative of that because I know we definitely look forward to continuously providing you guys with this much value for sure. All right, so I mean, you got anything
Yeah,
else? You got anything
fibs
else,
fibs
Skags?
play a part. I'm trying to just see if there's any questions in the chat. We'll give you guys again 2 minutes to ask any questions if you want. Again, we only hopped on here to go over FOMC minutes and see if there was anything new. Um, but yeah, I mean, we can only play with what the market gives us.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody says, I think she or he means do fibs play a part in the actual rate change at all? I mean, that again, that makes no logical sense. So I'm gonna just go ahead with no. But I think the question was just phrased in a way that was a little too confusing. But yeah, we'll be live again with you guys tonight at what are we doing? 9 p.m. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we could do 9 p.m. again tonight.
Yeah, so did you guys like the time yesterday? Is 9 p.m. Eastern work for everybody? If so, that is when we will see you next. Again, the only other thing that I have for you guys would be make sure you guys go and hop into the beta. The beta link is live on the website. I will spam this in the chat for you all. Right, you guys can all go to that link and you guys could join the beta, log in, test the platform, say hi. I'm about to hit all these posts that I've missed this morning. So shout out to all of you that kind of are posting updates, and shout out to the apparently 80 or so people that hopped in today. So definitely appreciate y'all. Abel, if you got nothing else, I think we are good to see them during Asian session.
All right, let's get it, family. We appreciate y'all. We love you guys, and we'll see you guys later on tonight. Let's get it. Have a good